Hi guys, my name is David and welcome back to my channel. Before I get into the whole of today's video, let's just pick out another random hot chocolate from the Grinch box set that I have, or the gift set. So let me just pick one. Let's just see what one I will be trying on camera. Let me just look away. This one. And the one I chose is double chocolate. I had the milk chocolate one in a previous video, and I'm expecting the same thing but more chocolatey because it's double chocolate, so hopefully it's going to be a bit stronger. So just give me a minute guys and I'll be back when I have made this. Okay, so I have just made it. Didn't fill up the whole way of the mug as I did last time, which resulted in a very weak hot chocolate. So I only filled up just about halfway, or slightly above about the halfway mark. And I also added just a little bit of milk in it, just a little droplet of milk. It's probably going to be the only time I'm ever going to use the word droplet, but it does smell slightly stronger than the previous one. So I'll just put that down because I don't want to scald my tongue and burn my mouth. So let's just leave it to the side to cool down, and let's just get to the real reason why we're hopefully all watching this video, and that's to watch me talking about a book. I recently was sent this book from an author that watched my channel, and he just wanted to reach out to me and see if I would like to read his book. Well, novella. This is a novella. It's a short story, and I found out that it was horror, and well, based on the title and the cover. And I said to him that I wouldn't mind reading it, but of course I'll give him an honest review. And I wasn't sure about if he wrote anything else, if this was his first novel, but if you have a look on Goodreads, the dude has over 120 books to his name. So he has written a substantial amount of stuff. But this was the first thing that I ever read from this author. So the book that I'll be talking about today is called The Last Day. I can't say the author's surname, but I'll put it up on the screen anyway. But his first name is Seann. So hopefully it's Seann. It's spelled with two N's. I'm going to say it's Seann. So this is going to be my spoiler-free video for this. And I am trying not to give anything too major away because it's a novella, it's a short read. And as always, this is going to be my own thoughts and feelings regarding this book. Before I get started on telling you what this is all about, I just want to say that there are some trigger warnings for this book, guys. This is what I classify as extreme horror. Well, it's not as extreme as some books are probably out there. It's probably on the border of horror and extreme horror. But this book involves our main character cheating, or it's got a kind of a cheating element throughout the story. It has extreme violence and extreme gore. It doesn't overdo it with the description, but if you have a weak stomach and if you are upset by that type of thing, then be warned about that. There are scenes where it does involve and portray child endangerment, because this is a post-apocalyptic world, and children, well, I think three. Well, anyway, a small handful of children get brutally, killed, in this book. It's really hard to know about what I can and cannot say on this video. It does portray animal abuse, because two animals, a dog and a cat, get brutally killed as well and somewhat tortured. It's not extreme, but it is there. As a dog lover, I was kind of put off by the dog part of it. And lastly, it does poke, well, not funny, but it does question the Bible and God. So if that's going to upset you, I mean, well, if any of them things are going to upset you, then be warned about that. I do have a Bible on the side of my bed. I'm not extremely religious, but I do believe in God and Jesus and all that. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. So this revolves around our main character called Ron, and he is a lawyer. He specializes in that side of law, which is all accidents. So if you've had an accident, you can go to him and he can try and get you some compensation, all that stuff. And he has just recently attended his high school graduation. It doesn't go super in depth with that event, but it does touch on the fact that, oh, he feels like he's back in school and he sees all of his, I won't say classmates, but people he knew in high school, and that they were or have been more successful than him. There is an individual that he comes across that is also a lawyer, but is more successful than Ron in that field. So we discover that Ron is in a hotel room. He's just woken up, and there is a lady that he's been sleeping with called Cecilia, and she has got up. They've both said good morning to each other, and she's asked Ron to basically zip up her dress so she can get ready and leave. And we soon discover that Cecilia has a husband, and we also find that Cecilia and Ron were in high school together, which is probably where they met at this reunion, and they've gone to the hotel primarily because they are sexually attracted to one another, and they just want to go back to the hotel room to, you actually know what they're going to do. They're going to see what goes bump in the night, and they're going to do some sexy wrestling and all that stuff. And the morning after, she tells Ron that this cannot happen ever again. She loves her husband, and she goes. That this is only a one-time thing, and she leaves. So after this, Ron is in his car and he drives to a coffee shop where he discovers that that an event has happened that is going to trigger the end of the world. Loads of people that he comes across are going crazy and going on a killing rampage. They have yellow eyes and they giggle continuously. They are constantly laughing and they have yellow eyes. And these yellow-eyed people are brutally killing people. Now, I must specify that when I picked this book up, based on the title, I thought that it was going to be a zombie apocalyptic story. And you guys would probably thought that too. But these creatures or individuals aren't zombies. They are conscious of what they're doing. They can communicate with each other. They have got an intelligence. Are they dead? Oh, it's questionable. There is a virus that infects normal people, that turns them from normal people to these yellow-eyed creatures. It's not specified about how this happens, whether it's like through the air or through touch or through a bite. But you can get infected with this so-called virus and become one of these mad people. So at the coffee shop, Ron comes across one of these people, and he gets brutally killed. And then he suddenly wakes up in his hotel room with Cecilia, which is exactly what happened at the start of the book. And he thinks that it's a dream at first, and then it continuously happens and continues going on that way. He goes throughout his life, throughout his day, he gets killed by one of these mad creatures. He dies and he wakes up in the past. He has somehow gotten the ability to die and wake up in the present or in the past. Specifically on that day that he wakes up next to Cecilia. I must specify that he doesn't wake up when they are having sex or just about to have sex. It's specifically the moment where he wakes up and Cecilia has to go to, back to her husband. So Ron quickly comes to the realization that this has happened to him. He has somehow got the ability to relive this day, to experience one whole day, and when he dies through either one of these one of these encounters with these yellow-eyed mad people, or through other ways, he gets taken back in time to that day. So he's constantly reliving the same day over and over and over again. But each day he encounters, he actually does something a bit different, and he's trying to figure out what's happening, about what happens to his mum, what happens to other people, and he can feel pain. He does remember everything that he did the previous day, and when he gets killed, it does hurt him. But when he wakes up in the past, obviously, he's not injured in any way. It's just a reset of the current day. So as the story progresses, Ron soon discovers why this is happening. We find out as a reader why this is happening, and he finds out why this is happening, and he also finds out how he can potentially prevent this from happening, because this is happening not just in his town but all over the world. Everybody has gone crazy. It's like a zombie apocalypse. Everyone in the town and everyone everywhere is gone mad. All the towns have gone completely deserted. Everyone's going crazy. I mean, you get the point. Pick whatever zombie apocalyptic or apocalyptic story that you want, then that's the situation. That's what Ron finds himself in. And at the end of the story, he has to try to not just save himself and his fellow human beings, but he also has to try to find himself in some way. He has to try to, it's hard to describe it, he has to try to feel comfortable about what he is and where he is in life. There isn't really much of a progression with his feelings towards Cecilia and himself. When he wakes up every day, he does interact with her slightly differently, and he does do things in a different way. So I really like this story, even though the concept of a character going back in time and reliving the same day on a constant repeat is not really new to me. I mean, you can think of Groundhog Day and any other thing like that, any story that has a concept like that. But what kept me reading this story and kept me invested is that I wanted to know what was going to happen at the end. What was the final outcome going to be, and trying to get some answers for myself and for also our main character Ron, as I wanted to know what was going to happen to him. Yes, there were times when I was reading this book when I was thinking, okay, is there going to be a point? Can we get on with the story? Because each chapter of this book is a specific day for Ron. So at the end of every chapter of this book, Ron gets killed, and in the next chapter he just basically wakes up the previous day, or the day that he woke up next to Cecilia. So when you're reading this book, you are like thinking, okay, I'm nearing the end of the chapter, and Ron's going to get killed in some way, and we're going to have to like restart this thing. But in the end, that didn't really put me off. I was just more intrigued about what was going to happen. The writing style is very good. Not sure if this was an issue in just the Kindle version or if it's in the paperback version as well, but definitely in the Kindle version, there are certain words that are either repeated, like once after the other, like having like two ands, for example, next to each other, or having a word that was the wrong word to use in that sentence. So misprints was a slight issue in this copy of this book, or in the Kindle version rather, but it didn't really, I mean, it took me out of the story for a couple of seconds because I had to figure out what the word was, which was very easy at times. I'm not sure if that's a issue in the paperback version, but I am really pleased I read this. This was a really quick read, and the ending, when I finished it, I must be honest, guys, I was really, really upset with the ending. I was thinking, how could it end there? How could it possibly end the way it did? But if you read this book, guys, which I highly recommend that you do, it's a very short read. When you get to the ending, just close the book and just think about the ending for a bit. Let it simmer in your mind, and then after a while you will be like me. You will come to the realization that it could have ended in a very easy way. This author could have chosen the easy ending, but he decided to do something a bit different, which makes you want to think about the ending, thinking, okay, that is the only logical explanation and the only logical way of how this story could have possibly ended. Yes, it could have gone down a different path, but that was the more, ballsy ending for Seann to choose for this book or this story. So yeah, I would highly recommend this book. Just be warned about the trigger warnings I mentioned at the start. If you are really into horror, then yeah, I would definitely recommend this book. It's very easy and very quick to read and really, really, really fun. So what I'm going to rate this book, I am going to rate it a 4 stars out of 5. I cannot wait to read more from Seann. So if you have read this book, let me know, what did you think about it? Have you read anything else by this author? If you have, please comment down below and I will check it out. I've got loads to choose from. So before I end this video, let's just go straight to our hot chocolate now. If it's had some time to cool down. So let's just have a little taste and see what I make of double chocolate. Okay, instantly I get a bigger taste of chocolate. So this is a massive improvement from the standard milk chocolate that we had in the box to double chocolate. You get a stronger taste of chocolate. Not sure if that's going to be like standard if I filled up the whole mug, or because I use less water. That's, if that's with the reason why it's stronger. But a definite improvement, and yeah, I'm really pleased with this. It's really nice. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. So double chocolate gets a massive thumbs up. So guys, that's been my video today. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully this book sounds interesting to you. I really like going through this book. I was planning to read it during the Halloween period, but I didn't really have time, so I'm pleased that I managed to squeeze it in at the end of November. So yeah, hopefully you find this video somewhat interesting, and with all that out the way, I'll see you in my next video.